Friday, as we've heard so graphically there, showed that Egypt's far from calm. What does it tell us about the results of President Morsi's first 100 days in office?
Well, I think the setup piece that came just before we talked, Kevin, says a lot of it. We were seeing a very rapid Islamization of the political structure in Egypt, and nobody should be surprised at this. There was a lot of discussion about the power struggle that would ensue between Morsi and the military, and it seems that Morsi and the Brotherhood have triumphed much quicker than anybody expected, and nobody should doubt what their ultimate intentions are in terms of strict enforcement of Sharia and the recreation of the caliphate, the Khilafah. So I think this statement about jihad to recapture Jerusalem should not come as any surprise to anyone.
A lot of people in Tahrir Square protesting at what they call unfulfilled promises. What was the Muslim Brotherhood's role in so-called Accountability Friday, do you think?
Well, I think they're playing a double game like they do on many other things. On the one hand, they can be putting pressure on Morsi to deliver, especially on things having to do with the economy. But on the other hand, it will also be the kind of pressure for increased Islamization of the social and political structure of Egypt that Morsi can accommodate under the force of circumstances, pushing him to where he really wants to go. So I think there is a collusion here more than anything.
You touched on it just now. I want to pick over this a bit more. Your thoughts about the Muslim Brotherhood's recent call for that holy war to take Jerusalem back from the Israelis after decades, of course, of peace accords since the 70s, and the president's silence on the matter. Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised at all, and I don't think we're going to expect Egyptian tanks to be rolling toward Israel anytime soon. But I think it does show that the peace treaty with Israel, I think it's, if I can use the Leninist expression, one step forward, two steps back. You lay down where you really want to go, and then you back away from it. But ultimately, you keep making progress toward your goal. The goal will be the restoration of the caliphate. I don't think the peace treaty with Israel ultimately will be honored, but we will see what form that takes and when it will take it. I think the most important thing that strikes me is it shows the utter incoherence of American policy in the Arab world by promoting the Islamization of Egypt, the removal of our longtime, I guess, a satrap in Egypt, Hosni Mubarak, and then we seem surprised that democracy in Egypt has taken this direction.
So if you're going to give a reason for why America's taking that policy, what would that reason be?
I think it's a combination of naivete and cynicism, that we think we can control people with money. On the other hand, and on the other hand, that we think that well, gosh, if we allow democracy to bloom forth and tyranny to be removed, everybody will come out wanting the same things that we want and having the same values that we have. And the funny thing is, it's not that way. And you see the same mistake in Libya, and we see the same very dangerous progress in this direction on Syria. And I think we're playing with fire. We're playing with fire and pouring gasoline on it, and I think we will see the fruits of that in Egypt in the not too distant future.
A final thought on Egypt, where it's going to go, just 10 seconds. Is the public opposition going to make any difference?
No, I don't think so. If we're talking about the liberal opposition, they've got no place to go. Back when there was a strong standoff between the army and the Muslim Brotherhood, there was a chance somewhere, maybe an alliance with the military, for some kind of liberalism to hang on. I don't see that now.
James Yatras, thank you very much. Former US Senate Foreign Policy Analyst, live from Washington.